But now we'll discuss joins that will use few tables together, and the information we'll get that will be from two or more tables, right? And there are a few conditions that has to be met to fetch data from two tables, two or three tables, right? So let's begin. And I believe that nobody has any problem accessing their machines by now. I believe everyone understand the concept of this line and pages now. So select start from tab. So we have these tables which we created. Select start from emp. Let me define the editor also. Using define variable, you can see what all has been defined so far in this session. So we have this VI editor defined. Select start from tab. Select start from department. Okay. So we'll try to combine these two tables. Select start from emp. So these two tables we'll try to combine. So one of the main functions is that we should have one common column. So we have these two tables, department and employee, where we have department number column common in both the tables, right? So these columns will be used if we have some common condition to find out. Otherwise, we can also combine these two tables. So select star from emp, comma department. So now instead of fetching information from one table, I have given two tables. So we got this 56 rows output. So these two tables got combined. So actually what happened is they both got multiplied. So every row of employee table, has been multiplied by this 4 rows from department table. So that's why we have 56 rows. So this table multiplied with this table. So 14 into 4, 56 rows output we got, right? So this row will be combined with this row, and then again this row will go combine with this row, and so on. So for each row we have 4 rows, right? That's why 14 into 4, 56 is the output, right? So we can use alias also. Let's just select star from M. Sorry, select star from M E, comma department D. So these are the alias for these two tables. So instead of using actual table, we can now use alias also. Same output. As of now, we have very small table names, but in actual environment where you will work, you will find out the table names are quite big, because um, most of the companies create the tables based on their application, and so that they can also find out what is this table and what does it do. So because these tables are just for practicing, so very small table names are there. So even though you don't put alias, doesn't make any difference. But yes, if you have very long name, then it will make sense to have this type of alias in your query, right? Give me 1 second, please. There was one thing which I had to tell before this join. So I'm just trying to find out what was that. Just give me a moment. Okay. So before this, let me tell you guys a little bit more things. After the before join, there are a few things. There are a few functions which I had to tell you guys before this. So let's start from emp. We have duplicate values in department number. So if we will find out this information from emp table, we'll get 14 rows. Now if I would like to find out only unique values, that means distinct values from this table, then there's a keyword, this distinct. After that, I have to mention column name from emp. So you'll find out all three distinct values from this table emp, right? So this function can be used where you would like to find out the distinct values from a specific column, right? So select count star and count department number, count distinct department number from emp. So you'll see the total rows in the table will be given by this count star, and total count number without distinct, we are getting 14 rows, and then with distinct I'm getting 3. Select count. There is this function also, where you can specify with count all ename, select star from emp. So I'm counting all enames. So you can put any column name here and you'll find out. So instead of star, you can specify column name also to find out all the rows. And if you would like to give any alias name here, then the column name got changed here from this to this. Right, now we would discuss about grouping, how to group columns together. So let's say I would like to find out select star from emp. I would like to find out how many employee names belong to each department number, right? Now with this, you have to count. In 20 department number, we have this e-name. We want some sort of query that can give us this output, that we can find out these employees belong to this department number and these many belong to this department number. So in that case, we have to group them together. So select count star. So on what basis I would like to group? Based on department number. So that I have to mention here. Then from which table? Then there is a function, not function basically, but that's a way, group by department number, right? So you'll find out that there are 6 employees that belong to department number 30, 5 belong to 20, and 3 belong to 10. Now if you would like to group by salary, then you have to change your function here. From salary. So now if any common values will be there, that will be combined, otherwise you will find single rows. So there were only 2 values which were common, which is 1250 and 3000. So we can find out that there are 2 employees who are getting 1250 and 3000. Apart from these 12 other employees, we have only single values, right? So this way we can find out, if we have some common values and we would like to find out people who are getting same salary, or the people who belong to the same department number, like that. So in those scenarios, we will use group by function.
Yeah, can I ask a question, please?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Can you go over again with regard to the how the group function works? I didn't get it. If you can go over just.
Okay. Anyone here would like to describe? Or just see if you guys understood. To John. Frampong. Frampong, can you describe what is group function?
Okay. I think what you're saying right now is that the group function, you putting all the department numbers together. So you counting, you getting the department from the M and then from the group by department, meaning that you're getting all the department from the M table together.
But what
the department numbers?
But what information we are getting here? And what is the benefit of using this function?
That means you're putting all the department numbers, individual department numbers together.
So that was just an example. In general terms, what is the benefit of group? Right?
So you can see where which department it belongs to.
Okay. So basically, you can, let's say you would like to find out some values based on some group. So no, let's say we have there we have one table, we have 1,000 of rows there, and I would like to find out how many people are getting same salary, or how many people belong to a same group or same department number, or maybe any other example, right? As of now, we discussed with two examples, that we have department number and we have same department number, 20, 30, 10. And now you have a requirement that you would like to find out how many people, how many employees are belong to each department number. So what is the way of that? So there is a function group by where you can group by based on column name, and then you can find out with count star that will tell you the count of each value against the column which you are grouping by. So in this case, I used count against department number, so I got this output. Here I use salary, then I got my output based on salary column, right? Let's say you have something else. So I would like to find out how many people are clerk, how many people are salesmen, and so on. Then what is the way? Then I will combine, I will use group by function based on job, right? So select count star, then comma job from emp group by job, right? So this way I just find out, there are 4 employees that belong to clerk job number, means job department, you can say. So that's the way you can find out. Otherwise, you will have to count. Okay, this guy is clerk, this guy is clerk, this way, which is not a practical approach, right? If you have millions of rows. So in that case, you will use group by function. Understood?
Got it.
John, you got it?
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Now, in this case, we were just finding out the count of each people, right? How many rows belong to this. If you want to group more than 2 columns or 1 column, then you can also do that. Let's say I would like to find out how many people let's say from each department, of each department who is getting how much salary, like that, right? So I can find out this way. Select some salary, comma, department number from emp group by, that's a salary. Oh, group by department number. So now you can find out all employees who belong to department number 30. The sum of their salary is this much. Right? So now if you have, let's say, 10 department numbers and you get a question from your management that I would like to find out the sum of how much salary we are giving to each department, right? In that scenario, you will use this function, group by. But you have to make sure what you're trying to find out. In this case, we were trying to find out how many rows belong to this job column. Here we are trying to find out the sum of salary for each department. Okay. So based on that, you have to use that. Right? So you can also combine two columns in group function. Set count star, sum of salary and department number. Okay, from employee table, group by department number, comma, salary. So here we used two columns, department number and salary. Now what will happen is where we have same salary, that will be combined and then we'll get the sum of salary of each department number where we have non-common values. So only two values. If you'll see this, the actual table, let's start from M. So we have two employees who are getting 2,500 salary, right? No, actually the sum of these two. So you can combine multiple columns based on your requirement. Right? Any questions in that? Okay, select count star sum of salary department number from emp group by department number comma job. Right now, in this case, if I would like to use any conditions, one second. Now, if I would like to use any conditions with this, then when we use group by function, instead of using where, we have been using where, like if you would like to use any condition. But now if we have group by, we have a different way of using conditions. We can use having function, having sum of salary is, let's say, greater than 1000. Save it, come out. So if you execute this, so based on this, so apart from this, the condition which we have put is greater than 8000, sorry, 1000. So we have got this output. If I'll change the condition, let's say I'll change 2000. Edit, change the value, save it, execute. Then you got the output where salary is, the sum of salary is more than 2000.
Hi, Gary, I got a question. When you did hello,
Uh-huh.
the first command that you executed, I noticed that there was a salary that was less than 1,000. If you can go back to the outputs, you're gonna see the less than 1,000.
Uh-huh. Okay. So what was the question?
Yeah, but why are we getting an output where the salary is less than 1,000?
Where? See, when I have put 1000, there is no output less than 1000, yeah? But if you check the job query, there is no condition.
Oh, okay, there's no condition. I see. All right, that makes sense. All right, thanks.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that was the thing. So we'll go back to our main target, which was joins. Right, we started with join where we combine two tables. Right, so select star from emp e comma department D. So we are combining two tables here. So we combine two tables. Now let's say we have two tables and we have requirement of fetching a specific column. So instead of, as of now, we are getting all columns, right? So I have a requirement to fetch specific column from employee table and department table. So select, so describe, let me describe the table first, describe emp and describe department. Okay. Now select, let's say from emp table I want, so I'll use select emp dot ename, emp dot job, emp dot employee number. These three columns I want. And from department table I want department dot dname, comma, department dot loc location from emp, comma, department, right? So in this case I've specified the table name and their column. Enter. So now only these columns will be there on the screen which we fetched from the table. So emp name, emp job, this and this and this. So in actual environment, there would be condition where you would like to find out information from multiple tables. So you'll create this type of join queries, right? So nobody will understand basically from, you got this information from two tables. Once you get this information, you will fetch this information in Excel sheet and provide this to your management. So they will not get to know that you combine two tables or three tables, right? So that's the thing. If we have even three tables, we can combine that. The only thing is, if you will not use join in a good way, then it will take a lot of time to fetch information. So joins is a heavy thing. Heavy in the sense it will put burden on your CPU and memory. It consumes memory. As of now, it's a very small query and there is no condition, there is no specific thing. And moreover, we don't have much rows in employee table and department table. Where we have millions of rows, you'll find out those tables once you will actually work in actual environment, that there are tables that has more than millions of rows, and that in that case, if you use this type of joins and all, that will take time, right? That will take time, and you'll see it's coming up after 30 seconds, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 1 minute, based on your query and based on how many tables you have used, how many joins you have used, right? So for that, you need to have a good knowledge about how to use join, in a correct way. So that you guys have to face later on. Once you have proper knowledge on this, then you understand, okay, because I haven't used joins in a good way, so my query is taking time. So for that, there are people who actually learn performance tuning, where you have to tune your query. Anyone can write a query if they have basic knowledge of SQL. They can write a query. A good programmer or a good SQL developer is that guy who can tune the query. So tuning is important. That's a different scenario as of now, but I'm telling you guys, if in case your query is taking time, then there are other people who tune your query. Same query will be tuned. You'll get the same output, but the only thing is it will take less time. Right? So in this step, in this query, I have used the actual table. Let's say I would like to use alias for this. So what I'll do is, let me edit. Instead of complete table, I'll use E for emp table. And D for department number, department table.
All right, Gary. Before you go on, let's go back to the query that you just ran. So number one, what's the benefit of that? Because the two tables that you combine, they have the same information about the employee, right?
No,
So
these two table has different information. Employee has employee details, department has department details, right? So these two tables has two different output. They have two different, let's say, select star from emp and select star from department. So both has different information, right? Now you combine these two tables and you're getting output based on two tables. So where are you finding these two tables are same? These tables are not same, and we are joining them to fetch information from both the tables. Instead of dealing with uh, one table, we join them, and later on we'll discuss how to fetch information where the conditions are met. I'll come to that. But for now, without condition, I have joined these two tables to get my output. Right?
understood.
Okay. So I have used the actual table name before. Now I'm using alias. That for employee I'm using E, and for department I'm using D. So that's what my query is. So you'll get the same output. But the only thing is, now if you have very big table, then you don't have to mention table name all over again. Just use alias and at the end give that alias to your table name. Just from employee space alias, department space alias. That's how you'll deal with joins. Right, now you would like to fetch information based on condition. Now for conditions to met, first thing is two tables must have a common column, right? Otherwise you cannot compare them. So DESC describe employee table and describe department table. So we have this column department number, which is common. No other column is common apart from this. So we have only this table where we can fetch information with some conditions. So I'll use the same query, copying it, paste. Now where, now I'm using condition where E dot department number is equal to D dot department number. So what will happen now? I'll get the information. Previously it was 56 rows because there was no condition, because we just both combined them. So we got the multiplication of these two tables. Now we are using condition. Now it will find out, wherever it will find out department number same for these two tables, only that information will be given to us. What happened? And so you'll see the output has been compressed by 14 rows now, to 14 rows. So wherever the conditions are met, we got this output. So now we are getting 14 rows instead of 56 rows. Understood a bit? Now let us confuse Oracle a bit. So we have same column name in department number. Department name is the same column in two tables. Let's say I'll use this. Select department number, comma ename, comma employee number from emp, comma department. Now this column is common in two tables, department and employee. Now I'm combining two tables. So what will happen is Oracle doesn't know that from which table we would like to find out this information, from department or from employee. So what will happen? Column ambiguously defined. Oracle doesn't know from where to find out this information, from employee or department table. So if we have common column in two tables, then we have to specify that from which table we would like to find out the information. So let's say I would like to find out the information from department table. So here I will have to mention department number. All other columns, no problem, because these are not a common column. So Oracle is smart enough to find out the information from employee table directly. Save it, execute it using / enter. So now we got the output from department table. Right? Let's say I would like to find out for employee table. I'll remove this and I'll use employee. Save it, execute. Do you notice? See, we have 40 department number in department table. So we are getting this detail here. When I use employee.department number, there is no 40, because in employee table you will not see any 40 department number. So there is no 40 department number. In case of department, we have this. Even though the output rows are same, but the output is not same. Make sure that. Right? Okay. So where we are using this condition equal to, with the condition, where is it? Okay, let me use this again. Where E dot department number is equal to D dot department number. So we call this join as a equi-join. Equi-join or inner join. So because we are using equal to operator, that's why equi-join. right? Select star from tab. There's one more table, salary grade. Select star from cell grade. There are three columns with 5 rows. So select star from emp department, cell grade. So I combined 3 tables together. So their values got multiplied. But we don't have any common column in each table. So it will be very tough to compare these 2 tables. These 3 tables actually. But yes, we can, if we want to find out information from all tables, that we can do. Right? That is called as cross join. Cross means we are multiplying all tables together. So we got this output, 280 rows. Right? So let's start from emp. Correct. I think everyone knows how to use VI editor by now. At least the basic thing. So let's start from M and let's start from cell grade. Now combine these 2 tables. Select E comma E name E dot employee number comma E dot salary and grade. Because the grade is not common, so I'm using directly grade. From emp comma cell grade. Right? If I'll use enter here, I will find out these 4 columns from these 2 tables. But I would like to use some condition. So where salary is greater than or equal to high cell. So we'll combine the condition. We have salary column here and we have low cell and high cell column in salary grade. So where salary is greater than or equal to high cell or low cell and salary is less than or equal to high cell. I am just giving examples how you can use conditions. That's it. Why I got this error? Because I haven't used any alias for emp and here I'm using E. So Oracle will give you good errors that you can see what happened. Edit. You just have to see the error and you'll understand what happened. So for employee table I used E because this alias I used here, and for salary grade I used this S. So I again executed. So I got this output where salary is greater than equal to low salary and less than equal to high salary. Now if you will try to understand this query and you will compare each value, then you will find this output. For few queries you really have to understand, okay, what happened, actually Oracle did for you, right? So you have to take a copy and pen, write out the information, and then compare each value. What output you got it. You cannot blindly trust your information unless you have actually compared it, right? So now you got this output. How can you say this information is correct? And how can you say the information you are looking for is this the right information, right? So first of all, you create these tables in your mind or in your copy in your notepad or something, and then draw this and then try to compare these values and then see the value you're getting here is the right information you were looking for. Then you will understand. If you just execute here, or if you don't want to use notebook or something, then you have to go through this output completely at least once or twice, and then you will understand, okay, how this joins are working, right? So I use this function, greater than low salary and high salary. But how can I say this information is correct? I know because I have used it before, long time back, using notepad, writing all the tables output, because I used it with the small tables. So I understood, okay, how does it work? Because I wanted to use this query with bigger tables. But if you're dealing with billions of rows, you cannot actually compare. So you have to find out with least values so that you can find out, okay, this is the way I am getting this output. How Oracle is working. How is Oracle dealing with conditions, right? So that's the thing. So for the same condition, I can use different. Instead of using and, I can use between. Where salary is between low sell and high sell. Oh man, because I used Q only, so the changes were not reflected. Salary between low sell and high sell. Escape, colon WQ, enter. Yeah, Mike, you have any questions?
Oh yeah, you corrected yourself. So I was going to tell you low with the W is not going to take effect.
Okay, thank you. So the query which we use, greater than equal to and less than equal to, for the same output you can use between. The way you use is different. So that's the thing.
Gary, help me understand this.
Mhm.
Now with this command that you just executed, right? Where say between low cell and high cell, what are we looking at? What's the meaning of the output? Because I'm still seeing salary and I don't see any
So
difference.
okay, so basically we are combining two tables, right? So for each column we have salary, right? So I select star from M and select star from cell grade, right? So when we are using these two tables,
Okay.
and we are combining, we would like to find out the information where salary is between low salary and high salary. So for each column, it will combine this salary between this salary. So this salary must be between this salary. So 800 is between this salary, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you get the output. Is this salary is between this? No, right?
Okay. So we're looking for employees whose salary is between
Low
the
salary
low.
and high salary. Yes.
Okay. All right.
Like 800, like 950.
Okay.
So this table output will be compared with these two columns, and
Yeah.
wherever it matches, you'll get the output.
Okay.
Yeah,
Understood.
that's why I was mentioning note. You should have notepad, note down, and then compare. Then you need to understand how does it work. Otherwise,
All right.
you will not satisfy. What is the output? How can I say that the output is correct?
Right.
Yeah. So
Quick question. I noticed that you keep typing. Isn't there a key on the keyboard that you can just hit to go back to the previous command that you typed?
see, in SQL, there is no way you have to type your query all over again.
Wow.
Yeah, there is a software for that, but I don't recommend that.
Okay.
There is a software using that I used for my personal use, but
Mhm.
for you guys, you need to guys practice as of now, and that's why I guys told you to use edit function if you want to edit the same query. But yes, if you
Right.
want to use, see, there are different databases like MySQL. If you use arrow key, you will find out the previous query.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. All right.
All right.
Okay, so let me write this query again. Let me use one commission column also here. So commission column is from employee table, so I don't have to mention the alias name with this. Right now, if I would like to use any uh, different condition with this. So enter where salary is this, and commission is not null. So as of now, we are getting null values also. I've used this query with commission is not null. So I will only get these four values. This 2 and this 2. Right? If I only want where commission is null, then out of 14 rows, I'll get 10 rows. So commission is null here. Now, if you guys remember, I used one function NVL. So wherever null value is found, put 100 there. Remember? I forgot. So wherever null value is found, change it with 100 value. So now I did this. Now I will not use any query like any condition for commission. I'll use this and enter. So you'll see wherever it was null, it got changed by 100, and wherever it found actual value, that will be printed. Right? You would like to use different value, let's say 10. So that was the function we used, NVL, I think in our last class, I believe. Okay, I think good for today. Anyone has any questions? Or we all set? Mm-hmm.
Quick question. Can you use slash to repeat the previous?
Yes. Yes.
All right. All right. Thanks.
Anyone else? It's day 8, I believe, right? If I don't.
Gary, is this a recorded session?
Yes.
I mean, like an audio version of it?
Audio, video, both.
Okay.
You haven't got my previous videos?
I think a couple of them there were it wasn't a recorded session. So
Yeah.
I
So
think
there are videos and audios both. So you can go through, right?
no, day 5 wasn't. I think day 5
Yeah, day
wasn't.
5. Yeah, day 5 because there was some problem with the software, so I did not record that.
Oh, okay. All right.
But this session and the previous session is recorded.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank
This session is recorded. I'm just having this text file because sometimes you don't want to go through videos. You just want to go through text file. So that's why.
Okay. I understood. Thanks.
Cool. Susie, Mary, all good?
Yeah.
Good.
Yes.
Good. I believe you're getting, guys. Let me take this file. If you guys want to go, you can go. I'll just take this and then I'll send you guys the file at least immediately, and then video will take some time because I have to convert the video in a format where you guys can see, because this software makes video in a different format.
You want a video?
You want video?
Yes. Good. Take your time. Take this last week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Susie, right?
Okay, so I got this output text file. I'll make this video and send you guys. And please download all the videos because I have limited cloud storage. So I will remove once I'll reach my you know size of my target cloud. So please download and give your names, because if you see the video link, it's given by OneDrive, which is not a good link though. So download this based on class dates, and then you know
Question, but if you already send it to us via email, we're not gonna lose it on our emails.
see like this. Can you see this Frampong machine? He has downloaded this classes,
Mm-hmm.
so
Yes.
now he will not lose it. That's what I'm saying. Download these classes.
Oh, okay. What I'm saying is even though you send it to us on our email, right? Even if you have it on email, you're still not gonna lose it.
No, you will lose it. See why you are able to download this, because I have kept it in the cloud. But if I'll remove it from the cloud, that link will not be accessible.
Accessible. Okay.
That link
But
will
if you
not
download
work.
it will not have any issue with it, right?
Say that again.
If you download,
Yes, yes,
you'll
yes,
be,
yes, yes.
you're not
If
gonna have
you
any problem.
yes, if you
All
download
right.
it, there won't be any problem, because you have downloaded in your own machine.
That's you.
Okay. Okay, guys. Thank you. We'll meet up again tomorrow. Till then, take care.